Elections? Can someone explain what it is and why this happens? Electronic voting machine. How to operate this machine? Lok Sabha. What is this and where is it? How is this related to elections? Rajya Sabha. What should I know about this? President. I know him. But how does he become one? Prime Minister. Again, the same question. How does he become a Prime Minister? Do you have all these questions in your mind? The why, when, which, how, and where of elections? Wonder what all this is? Come on then, let's learn more about all this. Parliament. Parliament is the supreme legislative body of a country. Parliament of India consists of the President and the two houses, known as the Council of States, Rajya Sabha, and the House of the People, Lok Sabha. The drafting committee under B.R. Ambedkar recommended the parliamentary type of government on 26 January 1950. The Constitution of India came into force and this Constituent Assembly became the Provincial Parliament of India. Passing of bills and making of laws are the main duties of both the houses of the parliament. The parliament deals with transport and communication, banking, railways, foreign affairs, defense, customs, excise duties and others. The budget session in the parliament is one of the most important sessions because it decides the financial management policies of the country. Normally, 3 sessions of Parliament are held in a year. Budget session from February to May, monsoon session, July to August, winter session from November to December. President. The President of India is elected by the elected members of the Houses of Parliament as well as the elected members of the legislative assemblies of states and the union territories. The President is the head of the state. He can summon or dissolve either of the houses of the Parliament. His consent has to be given for any bill that has been passed by both houses to become law. Initially, when a new parliament begins its sessions, the President appoints a senior member of the Lok Sabha as the pro tem speaker to conduct the election of the speaker and deputy speaker. Judges of the Supreme Court and High Court are appointed by the President in consultation with the Chief Justice of India. Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the parliament. Membership is limited to 250 members. Members of Rajya Sabha are not elected by the people directly but indirectly by the legislative assemblies of the various states. Every state is allotted a certain number of members, 12 of whom are chosen by the President for their expertise in specific fields of art, literature, science and social services. Vice President is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The deputy chairman is elected by the members from among themselves. No member of Rajya Sabha can be under 30 years of age and each member has a term of office lasting 6 years. But 1/3 of the members face re-election every 2 years. Rajya Sabha holds equal law-making power with the Lok Sabha, except in the area of finance, where the Lok Sabha can override the Rajya Sabha's vote. Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha is called the House of the People because its members are elected directly by the people. The Lok Sabha has a maximum strength of 552 members. Of these, up to 530 members represent the states, while up to 20 members represent the union territories. And not more 2 members of the Anglo-Indian community can be nominated by President. Lok Sabha has fixed term of 5 years. However, it can be dissolved earlier under certain circumstances. The Lok Sabha elects one of its own members as its presiding officer and he is called the Speaker, who is assisted by the Deputy Speaker, who is also elected by the Lok Sabha. Election Commission of India. India is one of the largest democratic countries of the world and its government is elected by the people. The task of conducting elections is carried out by the Election Commission of India. This permanent constitutional body was established on 25th January 1950. The Election Commission consists of a Chief Election Commissioner and other commissioners. The Chief Election Commissioner is the head of the Election Commission of India, and he or she is appointed by the President of India. From October 1993, two more election commissioners were also appointed. They have the same power and status as the Chief Election Commissioner. The decision of the Commission can be challenged in the High Court and Supreme Court of India by appropriate petitions. Electronic voting machine (EVMs). Electronic voting machine (EVM) are being used in Indian general and state elections since 2004. If the number of candidates is less than the maximum capacity of the EVM, the extra panels are masked before use. Before the commencement of the polling process, the presiding officer demonstrates to the polling agents present that there are no hidden votes already recorded in the machine. By pressing the results button, then he or she conducts a mock poll by asking the polling agents to record their votes and presses the result button to satisfy them that the result shown is strictly according to the choice recorded by them. Finally, the clear button is pressed to clear the result of the mock poll, and the unit is sealed before sending it to the respective polling booths. Each control unit has a unique ID number which is painted on each unit with a permanent marker. This ID number will be allowed to be noted by the polling agents and will also be recorded in a register maintained for the purpose by the returning officer. The address tag attached to the control unit also will indicate this ID number. This is to avoid replacement of a genuine EVM by another one. As soon as the voter presses the blue button against the candidate and symbol of his choice, a tiny lamp on the left side of the symbol glows red, and simultaneously a long beep sound is heard. Thus, there is both audio and visual indications for the voter to be assured that his vote has been recorded. As soon as the last voter has voted, polling officer in charge of the control unit will press the close button. Thereafter, the EVM will not accept any votes. Further, after the close of poll, the balloting unit is disconnected from the control unit and kept separately. Votes can be recorded only through the balloting unit. Again, the presiding officer at the close of the poll will hand over to each polling agent present an account of votes recorded. At the time of counting of votes, the total will be tallied with this account, and if there is any discrepancy, this will be pointed out by the counting agents. During the counting of votes, the results are displayed by pressing the result button. There are two safeguards to prevent the result button from being pressed before the counting of votes officially begins. A. This button cannot be pressed till the close button is pressed by the polling officer in charge at the end of the voting process in the polling booth. B. This button is hidden and sealed. This can be broken only at the counting center in the presence of designated officials. Elections. Electoral process in India takes at least a month for the general elections. Any person who is a citizen of India and above 18 years of age is eligible to enroll as a voter in the electoral rolls. It is the responsibility of the eligible voters to enroll their names. The Model Code of Conduct comes in force from the day the dates are announced. No party is allowed to use the government resources for campaigning. The Code of Conduct stipulates that campaigning be stopped 48 hours prior to end of polling. Government schools and colleges are chosen as polling stations. The collector of each district is in charge of polling. Government employees are employed to many of the polling stations. Electronic voting machines (EVMs) are being increasingly used instead of ballot boxes. to prevent election fraud. An indelible ink is applied usually on the left index finger of the voter as an indicator that the voter has cast his vote. This practice has been followed since the 1962 general elections to prevent a bad vote. After the election day, the electronic voting machines are stored in a strong room under heavy security. After the different phases of the elections are complete, a day is set to count the votes. The candidate who has mustered the most votes is declared the winner of the constituency. The party or coalition that has won the most seats is invited by the president to form the new government. The coalition or party must prove its majority in the floor of the House, Lok Sabha, in a vote of confidence by obtaining a simple majority, minimum 50% of the votes in the House. Prime Minister of India. The Prime Minister of India is the Chief of Government, Chief Advisor to the President of India, Head of the Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister leads the executive branch of the Government of India. In practice, the Prime Minister nominates the members of their Council of Ministers to the President. They also work upon to decide a core group of ministers known as the Cabinet. Cabinet is in charge of the important functions and ministries of the Government of India. The Prime Minister schedules and attends the sessions of the Houses of Parliament and is required to answer the question from the members of Parliament to them. The Prime Minister is usually always in charge or head of Appointments Committee of the Cabinet, Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Ministry of Planning, Department of Atomic Energy and Department of Space. The Prime Minister represents the country in various delegations, high-level meetings and international organizations that require the attendance of the highest government office. The resignation or death of the Prime Minister dissolves the Cabinet. Who is the next Prime Minister of India? Are you very anxious to know this? But do you know about all the Prime Ministers who ruled our country from independence? August 15th, 1947 to May 27th, 1964, Jawaharlal Nehru. May 27th, 1964 to June 9th, 1964, Gulzarilal Nanda. June 9th, 1964 to January 11th, 1966, Lal Bahadur Shastri. January 11th, 1966 to January 24th, 1966, Gulzarilal Nanda. January 24th, 1966 to March 24th, 1977, Indira Gandhi. March 24th, 1977 to July 28th, 1979, Morarji Desai. July 28th, 1979 to January 14th, 1980, Chaudhry Charan Singh. January 14th, 1980 to October 31st, 1984, Indira Gandhi. October 31st, 1984 to December 2nd, 1989, Rajiv Gandhi. December 2nd, 1989 to November 10th, 1990, Vishwanath Pratap Singh. November 10th, 1990 to June 21st, 1991, Chandrasekhar. June 21st, 1991 to May 16th, 1996, P.V. Narasimha Rao. May 16th, 1996 to June 1st, 1996, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. June 1st, 1996 to April 21st, 1997, H.D. Devi Gaura. April 21st, 1997 to March 19th, 1998, Inder Kumar Gujral. March 19th, 1998 to May 22nd, 2004, Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
May 22, 2004 to May 22, 2014, Dr. Manmohan Singh. May 22, 2014 to till date, Narendra Modi.
And the next Prime Minister of India is
Wait till May 2019.
Do you wish to see load of stories here? Then please subscribe this channel. Along with your friends and family, enjoy all the videos of MagicBox. MagicBox English, a place to learn lot of good things with happiness. Don't forget to subscribe.